All right, welcome to Indie Talk 101 and Indie Talk TV sports segment. I'm so excited to start this journey, to start this segment, being with the Pittsburgh Passion legend Erica Moore. She is a WFA pro footballer, rugby player, a personal trainer and fitness coach, number 68 defensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Passion, which is an all-women football team who has won 3 championships, 2 division titles, sponsored by 8 Nation, and continues to dominate throughout the NWFA, IWFL, and currently the WFA under the ownership of the wonderful and marvelous Coach Teresa Kahn. Thank you so much
for having me. I'm so excited.
On the show. I'm super excited too. So, you could kind of just introduce yourself. I mean,
you did a lot.
I kind of gave an introduction, but I think, kind of just hearing, what else you want people to know.
My name is Erica, obviously, number 68, 6'8", baby.
Yes, period. The 6'8".
I'm going into my 4th year with the Pittsburgh Passion. I have 2 children. They are old though. They don't like me, but and 2 dogs, so they love me. Other than that, I'm all sports.
What kind of dog do you have?
So I have a Lab Dachshund mix. I know. It's like, yeah, I don't know. And then I have a pit bull mix. I just adopted him. I actually adopted him from one of the other football players. She plays on the DC Divas. Yeah, she's a foster mom for dogs. So I actually adopted right before they came and beat on us. She brought the dog.
You said, actually, here.
That was it, yeah.
just a good
that's how that went.
That's cute. So you are a mom to 2 fur babies and 2 adults, and I love that. I wanted Deshaun so bad. So when you said that, I was like, and then I found out there's a golden retriever Deshaun mix. I was like,
really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was like, oh my gosh. The only sad thing is they do have a lot of health issues, but one day I'm gonna get one.
Yeah,
come back to this.
We got you.
All right, so let's get started with your athletic journey. So we know that you are a Pittsburgh Passion women's football player. If you don't know now, you know. But I am interested to hear about your rugby journey that I actually found out about today, and the team and everything about that.
Okay, so rugby is with Pittsburgh Forge. They are a co-ed team. We have a women's team, and we have like 3 or 4 men's teams. It's phenomenal. I got into that, I want to say COVID year. We didn't have a football team, and I was like, dang, what am I going to do? And my son, who plays football and rugby, I was like, T, should I try rugby? I just want to be just like you. And he thought I was just joking, and I'm like, no, I'm serious. So I went out, I tried it, and it was just so fun. I missed last year because my knees were really bad from football. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting back on the pitch this year.
That's exciting. Do you think rugby is more physical than football, or you think they're kind of up and up? How would you describe it in a sense?
I feel like it's like backyard football. Okay.
So more rugby.
Yeah, it's more physical in that you're like smash. It's like up and down, up, down, up, down. There's no pads or no protection or anything like that. So yeah.
So the physical is more intense. And do you find yourself like more injured from playing rugby more, or football?
I didn't get injured at all playing rugby.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, football I had
had
a couple.
Going on with football. So all right, so that's good to know about your rugby journey. And when can we watch games? When does usually the season start?
So rugby fall season starts this week.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a schedule. I'll post it on my Instagram, but yeah, I'm really excited. I miss everyone there, so I'm like, I'm ready to go back.
That's exciting. So before it ends, we'll make sure that we shout out her social, so stay tuned for the rugby schedule that will be coming up. All right, so let's talk about your time with the Passion. Now, I think I read 3 years. Is that correct? 3 years with the Passion?
3 years, yeah. This next season will be my 4th year. The first year was COVID year, so we got all the way up to scrimmage, and then our season got canceled. Then last year, we didn't have a season. This year, and then the season before last, we didn't have a season because of COVID. Then last year, and then this year.
So, you seem like you've been an athletic person for like a very, very long time. Why just start now with football?
Well, so when my son went off to college, so my daughter was in school and my son was in school, I was like an empty nester. I was so bored. I'm like, all right, now what am I gonna do? Like, this just sucks. And I used to be a bodybuilder, a fitness competitor, and I got sick, so I couldn't do that anymore. So I was always in the gym, always working out, and I was just like, I want to do something with this. Like, I miss the competition and the athletic part, not just working out just to work out. So my friend had she tried out for the football team, and she was like, you should try out. And I'm like, okay. And at that time, I was like, I'm one of the older teammates, but I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I did it, and I just like fell in love, and I was like, never want to not do it.
How long do you think you plan to be on there?
I don't know. I mean, as long as my body will allow me to. I think I'm a firm believer in, your body does what you will it to do. If you take care of it, it will take care of you. So I definitely believe in that, but I know, the way I'd be like, ugh.
So you were already pretty much though athletic and like built during it, and you did your personal training before you became, so the physical demand wasn't like a shock to you.
No, the physical demand isn't, I don't want to say isn't as hard as other things, but I mean, it's definitely hard. It's very time consuming. It's more time consuming than it is strenuous. So
being on the Passion, we also know that you're one of the team captains. What has been one of the bigger struggles being a captain?
I think for the most part, always having to be a leader is easy because I'm just naturally a leader. But I have my downfalls too. Sometimes there's days I want to just be like, start complaining, or like if I'm having a bad day. But I can't let my teammates see me like that, because I want them to, we have a standard that we set. Coach T sets us very high bar, so we always want to make sure we're at it or above it, and so I can't really let myself do that selfishly, because they're watching. They really do watch you.
That's true. And shout out to Coach T. Let me tell you,
hey Coach.
Literally, hey Coach. She has given me such an amazing opportunity interning with the Pittsburgh Passion this summer. I mean, she is just a great person through and through.
She is.
And I just want to give her flowers, because this lady is busy. The first time I met her, I'm like, oh, do you know where Miss Teresa Khan would be? I think I asked one of the interns for athletic, what is it, like?
The trainers?
Yeah, athletic trainer. And he was like, yeah, she's on the field. I was like, what? I was like, on the field. So I'm like, okay. And I just see her little self over there coaching. And literally, she puts like the O in coach. Seriously,
she does.
She plays so many roles, and just seeing how she has performed. I mean, I'm surprised she didn't put on, gear up and going out there. And I know she probably would.
She played.
Yes, I did. Yes,
listen,
near her.
If she could play right now,
she would
definitely play. I love her. She's just so inspiring. And so she doesn't let you give anything other than your best, and I love that about her. So, and
she speaks with conviction.
She does.
One time during chapel, she talked about a motto that you guys had. I think it was like pride, and she kind of talked about feeling convicted, with like the first meaning of it, and like the motto now, and so she's a very just woman of integrity, and she plays so many roles. Like I literally just watch like game day. She does everything seriously. But I really can't wait to see what's in store for her, where God plans to take her throughout this journey, because she deserves every good thing that is coming her way. So shout out to you, Coach.
She does. Fun fact, she has the WFA record. So I'm gonna give you a little trivia. Yes, she holds the WFA record for the most interceptions. So she had 4 interceptions in the first half of a game, and she also scored the very first Pittsburgh Passion touchdown.
Coach T.
Now you know.
Now you know with Erica Moore. Oh my goodness. Talk about
she's amazing. That's why I'm like so inspiring. She really is like, is one of the women that really put women's football on her back and just went with it.
So shout out to you, Coach T.
Yeah.
It's not even bragging. You see how happy we are. Just that just you already know what type of person she is when it's just so easy to talk about her and say good things.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
wow, now you know there goes some woman history. Don't say you didn't know. So that's super exciting to hear. All right, so I know you talked about those days where like you just maybe you're not feeling your best, and as a captain it can be hard. Another thing that I also wonder, with so many new people coming in each year, how is the process of really getting them warmed up? You know, because say, all right, your first year, like okay, you're filling out. No, let's say your second year. So like say you're captain and you're filling out the team and you guys are good. So whatever losses or wins that you had that season, you're able to take into the next season, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does that, you know, kind of change? How can you maneuver with it when you get new players? Because can it be hard to kind of like, it's like starting over again?
Yeah, and I mean, not only is it starting over again, you start in like, we'll probably start around October, November. We'll have our retreat. So our retreat, we're going to go up to Deer Valley Camp and, you know, spending some time with all the players and the coaches and just going over basics. There's a ton of people.
Right.
That usually will dwindle down as it gets closer. Like maybe some people realize it's not for them. They can't do the time commitment or the financial commitment. So it's hard sometimes when you first go in because you're like, okay, these are going to be our rookies and this is what we can bring to the table. This is where we can put them. And eventually, you know, that kind of weans out, which is also a good thing though, because you want people who are, this is not easy.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, I always say like, people want to say like, oh, I'm a football player and take a picture for the gram. But it's a lot of commitment and it's a lot of work. So I think for me, just getting to know I'm good at building relationships. So getting to know the rookies on a personal level will help me know how to, you know, guide them and direct them on the field. So that's how I do it. You know, but it definitely is every year there's a whole new set, but we go through so much and we just get together fast, we link fast.
So what's the process of winning? Do you guys, when you first start, it's like you're warming them up, you're training, so is it mindset of just like the first few games, is it the mindset of like warming yourself up, learning it, grasping it, or is it like, let's win?
No, I mean, we only have 6 games. You know, hopefully next year we'll go up, but I'm not sure. You want to win all of those games. The end goal is a championship. I want to win a championship. Now, that's not our only goal. Winning, obviously, is not our only goal. But the expectations that you are playing your 100 to win the game starts from the first game. I mean, you should be putting 100, you know, for me, I'm telling everyone, like, you got to put 100 into practice. How you practice is how you play. But you know, we do it for so long that by the time game times comes, I feel like everyone's ready.
So how long is the training process, like when you guys kind of figure out who will be on the team and who won't? Like how long do you guys have until the first game?
So tryouts will be over the next couple months, and then we'll start OTAs probably in November, December. And then we officially start practice the beginning of January. And then the first games are in April. So
gives you
by then, you definitely should be able to get ready. If you can't,
and that also means that training season is intense. Only 6 games. So training season is intense. And from watching you ladies, I mean, you guys had a great season regardless.
We did.
And it's real physical. Like when I was watching, I was like, oh my goodness. And these women are not playing like that. It is really serious. And I love seeing different teams. I really do love just, although like, you know, the other team is competition, I love to see the unity. I love to see the dominance. And I think, there should be so much more awareness. So when I first heard of the Pittsburgh Passion, I was in elementary school and I was part of a program called Strong Women, Strong Girls. And we went to this event. And then the event, the Pittsburgh Passion players were there, and it was like, who are they? Like, you know, I was so excited, and that was my first experience of it. And honestly, after that, I didn't really hear much about it, but I knew of it because of my one encounter, right? And I remember talking to Coach T about, you know, how's there a way we can get more exposure? But I also think it comes from support. I think it's hard being a woman in sports, and I think as much as it's grown, there are still people who feel like women don't have a place. Like,
right.
women in football, like, no.
Right.
So I feel like there should be more games, more exposure, but also there should be more support. If you have the support, and I think that's why, you know, Franco is just such an amazing person, and I know, but to just have that support from somebody who does have a higher platform,
Right.
it means the world. And I feel like if you know, you know, say something, you know, let your exposure be used for good. So kind of tell me how you feel about the whole exposure thing with the passion in women's football in general.
I mean, pretty much like you said, we don't get nearly enough support that I think we should have, but, you know, I'm biased. I think, like, I was telling someone that everyone's like, oh, football's here now that it's NFL season. Football's finally here. I'm like, no, football's been here. Y'all just don't know. You know.
Right.
I think for me, I think the most important thing is being able to build my brand,
Yes.
my athlete brand. And then if I could build my athlete brand, that will build awareness to the sport. I know a lot of men don't have that luxury where they have to get you in first to,
Right.
but that's, you know, that's how I view it, and that's how I feel like it's going. But I mean, we're definitely getting more and more attention. Women's sports is growing like crazy. Definitely more viewership. We need a little more financial support, you know,
For
stuff
sure.
like that. More attendance, more butts in the seat. So, you know, we're going to get there. And like you mentioned, Franco, it was nice because I had a conversation with Doc, his son, and he's really dedicated to bringing out the passion specifically and really getting behind us and getting us more exposure and stuff like that. So I always feel like as long as you have good people behind you pushing it and you're doing the right things, and, you know, like I said, we have a standard, we have a brand that we maintain. And we are good athletes. You know, we're good athletes, good people, and I think that will pay off in the end for us.
And that's 100% true. I remember even saying to Coach T, also having location. You know, I think that when you're doing women's sports, when you're doing sports in general, personally, you want it in the city.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you
Yes.
live. You want it in your local downtown or just the middleman, wherever, you
Right.
know. And I feel like also, I was even thinking about it before you came today, like if they had their own facility.
I know.
That's where they play. That's where they practice. That's where, like, you know, that would just be. So I really do hope within the next few years and sooner than later that this is something that can come into fruition, and it's something that, you know, we can just work with.
Definitely.
And women's sports is really coming up, and I pray that it stays like that, and I pray it only goes higher and higher and higher, because women deserve to be seen. They deserve to be paid. And what we'll talk about soon is also, you know, motherhood in this. But even before we get to that, you know, like usually with males, and this isn't being stereotypical, but they have the woman or the mom or whoever at home to take care of the kids while they're out doing business. But what happens when you're the one who's taking care of the kids, but also playing football, also trying to go to practice? Oh, you also have to work,
Right.
Because
football don't pay for
football
itself.
don't pay for itself. So a lot of the times, I mean, actually 100% of the time that you see these women athletes out there, they work. They go to job just like you, and then they practice.
Yeah.
So what is your take on the lingerie league or lingerie?
Lingerie. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you obviously have to be athletic to do it. I am a firm believer of I don't need to sexualize myself to be a good athlete.
Exactly.
And that's not something that I would want my daughter or my son to see me doing. Not knocking anybody that does it. Like, if you got it and you could do it, go for it. It's just for me personally, that's not something that I would do. But everybody asks me that. Like, oh, you do the lingerie? No, I don't.
Personally, me, and like, once again, it's not knocking it, but I also feel like, in a way, like, it's like disrespectful to us.
Yeah, it diminishes the sport.
Exactly, and it's like, okay, well, if we're going to see female play football, we're going to see them play in underwear.
Yeah.
Like, you know, then so you don't get taken serious as an athlete.
Yep.
And so then, you know, people choose to see that. Then they choose to see women geared up and out on the field who are really, like, out here, you know, like, physical. Because with the lingerie league, like, they pull hair a lot. I can see that. And with women's football, they pull hair sometimes too. But when I tell you, I've seen some stuff like they get messed up.
Yeah,
they get messed up.
They
don't think nobody's scrawny. I mean,
they definitely
was it Boston? I can't remember. But they came to the field, and I was like I kept looking at them, and I was like, oh my goodness.
I think we have like the smallest. We have like one of the smaller teams. But we just happen to. I also think we have one of the most athletic.
Yes,
so that works for us. But some of them girls would be I'm like.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Especially on the line, I'm like, dang.
I know.
Take me out, coach.
Like, matter of fact, this game.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. No, seriously, like they are huge.
Yeah.
And they're ready for business. And I love it too. Like you talk about social media, which I actually want to get into. I see a lot of athletes from the passion getting into social media, and that brings awareness, believe it or not. You know, that was the first time I saw it again for this year. I saw the post on Facebook. So talk to me a little bit about your social media platform and really what it is and where you plan to take it.
So for me, I definitely have been working on my branding and marketing for my athlete brand and trying to build my social media. It used to be more personal, so now it's mostly just football or rugby or sports in general. But I feel like that's the way that we're going to reach the masses.
Yes.
Like I get so many followers who are like, oh, you play football? Or they follow me from football. I'm like, oh, you do other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always try to put out good content, you know. Definitely want to personalize it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think social media is where it's at. That's where it is all the time now. Like no one's going to the newspaper or, you know, mostly even with word of mouth, it's like social media. It all starts on social media. So I feel like that's going to be the key to us really growing as a brand and as a team.
I know how it feels to go from your personal page. That's where I'm trying to gear, like with my Indie Talk page, like primarily I'm trying to gear everybody to there, but sometimes I have to collaborate with my other page to get those viewers because sometimes, y'all, I just want to be like the mysterious person who posts on social media like once a year, like, you know, but I'm like, girl, I know you see other people do it and wish you could do that, but you have a brand to build right now.
Yeah.
You know, you have stuff to do. So, and if you can use your page to benefit another page or to make it that business page for you, then do it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. So shout out to you and shout out to all the women who really put themselves out there on social media each and every day. I know it's not easy. There are some people who have no issue with it, but there are also people like me who can be just very shy or
that's me.
cringe.
Like nobody believes me. I am not like the No, I don't. I'm not like but I know that I need to do it.
Yes.
But I'm like, I'm so shy. People are like,
I know she's such a people person, but maybe shy people make the best people person. I don't know. It's something because people would never believe I'm shy either, and it's like
no, because you are a people person too.
I know. And it's like
you have a good energy. Like people like gravitate. I was like, oh,
wait, when I first saw her, so it was at the banquet. I was on an intern. Like, I didn't want to be unprofessional, but I was like, I hate to do this, but can I take a picture with you?
and you know me, I'm like,
oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
This is my side.
Exactly. So that was my first time. And like I said, I knew about the passion when I was in elementary school, but I still knew about Erica later. Like, that's what I'm saying. She don't even know. Like, she is a celebrity, seriously. That's why when I saw her, I was like, should I say something? So,
I'm glad you did.
I know. You're shy, but you be having an RBF face a little bit. I was like,
everybody says that. They say I'm like, oh, why didn't, like, people will see me out, and this is, I hate when people do this, but they'll, like, see you out, and then they'll send you a message on it, like, oh, I just seen you. Well, why didn't you say hi? But they say, like, I look like I've done it.
Just yeah. And then when you see her, everything's going good. So,
yeah, that's what they say. I look like I do not want to talk, but I do, y'all. I like talking.
If you see me like that, and I'm like at a gas station or something, it's because I don't.
Yeah,
it's because I'm trying to mean mug. That's how I be downtown. Yes. I look so mean. I promise you. Say something, but I be having to have my guard up down here.
But she's not. She's not.
Super nice, super nice. So that's hilarious. You know, one piece of advice my cousin gave me with networking, I'm like, it is so hard for me. Like I feel like I messed up this one opportunity because when I went there, I didn't say anything. Like I didn't introduce myself to nobody, and it's just because it's like, how am I going to start this? And she was like, this is what you do. You give yourself 15 minutes. All right, you did good for 15 minutes, and if you go for some more, great. All right, the next opportunity that may come, you give yourself 30 minutes. After that, then you give yourself an hour. All you do is just keep building, keep going, you know, and then eventually, like, you'll get there. Like, you'll be able to talk for however long. But I think when I come into a place, I'm shy, I'm overthinking it, and then I'm like, okay, or, you know, what are we necessarily going to talk about? So
yeah,
that comes with.
I get social anxiety, so I definitely understand.
It's crazy. Yeah. And then even watching my videos back, I cringe. That's why I have to just post. I have to just post because if I don't, I'll be like,
listen. If you look through my phone, you will see. Take one, take two, take three, and then I just be like, I'm tired of this.
Like they just gonna get
right.
So no, that is hilarious. But I really love that about you. I think that just makes you a prodigy, and I think it makes you just amazing to have that talent, to be multi-talented, and to also go crazy with social media because even was it during the championships where you had to go out of town, you were I was
trying to give y'all the content,
and you did exactly that, and I really didn't see it from anywhere else as much. So for you to even hold it down for everybody, you know, not even just for the passion, which makes you even more incredible, hold it down for everybody.
I definitely try, like, you know, because they need exposure too. The more, you know, it's not like it's just the passion.
It's just the passion.
Women football in general, like, if I can use my platform to build us up, that's when we're going to
do it. One woman at a time, one team at a time.
Exactly.
And I think that's the beauty of it too. Like I said, when you're playing out there, you know, it's rough, it's intense. But like I said, I love to see it too because you guys do build each other up, you know? You guys do help each other. And you have to. Like, you literally cannot afford to just beat enemies after a game. No. There's not there yet, you know? We gotta help each other, build each other up. So
absolutely,
that is one for the book. So how does it feel to be a woman in sports? You know, even doing bodybuilding, football, rugby. How does it truly feel? And you know,
I mean,
all honesty,
for me, it's conflicting. Because I feel like in order for, as an athlete in general, as a female athlete, we have to work twice as hard, be twice as fast, be twice as smart. Not too smart, but, you know, society wants to put us where they want to put us. So I think as an athlete, it's hard to still keep pieces of yourself and still be able to project whatever, you know, your athlete brand, like for whatever team you're going for. So for me, I love it because to me it's a challenge. I love that not everyone can do it. I love the challenge of it. I love my sisters on the team. I love, you know, the other women in the league. I think being a female athlete is always going to bring you closer because we have so much adversity to overcome.
And let's say you share that thing that you guys can relate to.
So I love it. I love it.
And I think also with being a woman in sports and even how I feel being a woman in media, I was telling myself the other day, like, India, I don't know what you're doing, but you better get it together. For one, you graduate next year. For two, you're a woman in sports. For three, you're black. So that target is already there. They already don't want you because why are you talking to me about football? I don't want to hear that. What could you possibly know? But okay, then we got this black girl, right? We got this black girl with these braids or this afro, whoever. And it's like, you know, even dealing with it, even at my school, you know, I'll go into that on my own, on a separate. But I'm like, if I'm going through it at my school, they're going to eat me alive out there. So that's how I said.
You got to have a thick skin.
I got to have thick skin. I have to be able to take corrective criticism and also know when somebody is just trying to be plain out rude, you know when to stand my ground.
Right.
And I think the most stereotypical thing I really dislike is the angry black woman. And I say that because when it's a black woman and we're speaking our minds, we're angry. So why is it when I choose to speak up, when I choose to put my foot down, when I choose to take a stand or whatever it may be, I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hostile. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Because automatically you're threatened by me.
Mm-hmm.
You're naturally automatically threatened
Absolutely.
by me, you know? So I think that's what I just wish things would change.
Yeah.
And
I've had that conversation with
it's hard.
a lot of people, and don't ever let them get you into that mode where you become that person, because then they're going to stick that label on you and you're going to be stuck with it. And
isn't that hard?
yeah, it's very hard. And I mean, I wish it wasn't that way, but the reality of the world is it is.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So, well, you heard it here. Literally, it's all about ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Pure ignorance. And even I want to say the same thing with racism is also put in the era of women football, female football. So you may not understand that it's underexposed, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not a woman, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't, you know, stand to make it better.
Right.
And I say it's the same thing. I think racism comes out of pure ignorance.
Right.
And it's just because, you know, you're not black doesn't mean that you shouldn't take a chance to help. So, you know,
To be silent is
to be silent is to be complacent and to also be a part of the problem. My friend asked me, she was like, if I don't, you know, want to be activist, or if I don't want to stand up for something, or does that make me a part of the problem? And I'm like, it does. And, you know, I get it may be seeming like, you know, things don't change, but when you keep breaking off, it will never change.
I've had teammates ask me that too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a talker. How can I support you guys? Or how can I best support you? And I love that. I love just even that people are open to be allies.
Yes, for sure.
I think that's a great start. Even if you're not a super vocal person,
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely show your support in
your own ways,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So just because it's not you, just because it's not happening to you, you know, if you
doesn't mean it doesn't
mean,
exist.
right?
Yeah.
You know, so if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And literally, you know, that saying is literally, so yeah. All right, so we talked about being a woman in sports. How does it feel to be a mom in sports? I know your kids are adults, but either way.
I mean, it actually feels good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, my kids are older, so they get to see it from a different perspective.
Right.
Especially like my son, I think it was like last Thanksgiving. We were at home on the couch, talking about football, watching a football game, and he's like showing me some things, and I'm like, okay, what do I do then? You know, and so I love having that connection with him.
Right.
And my daughter, she'd be proud of everything. She's like, this is my mom. You know, she's a football player. I'm like, okay. So I love that I can just show them that, you know, first of all, age does not matter.
No, it doesn't. No.
But also, you know, if you want to do something, set your mind to it and do it. Because when I first said I wanted to do it, they were like, you sure, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
But now they're like, yeah, my mom does that. So I love setting that example for them.
Shout out, no, excuse my language, but they are badass. I mean, the one at Fleet, she was like, yeah, I'm 50. I was like, well, you go, girl. Like, you go.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
my friend, like my best friend, Ari, last season, we had to get our physicals. She was pregnant. So by the time, and that was probably in like December maybe. So by the time that happened, yeah, definitely because her birthday's in December, she dropped the baby and she was at the first practice, ready to go.
Goodness.
Yeah, and we would be on, we'd be in the game and it'd be halftime and they'd be like, "Where's Ari?" And then she's in there breast pumping, or we'd be in a hotel and it'd be like 5 o'clock in the morning. I wake up because I hear, and she'd come up with big bags of breast milk for her baby. Right. Like I love that. Like I absolutely love that. It makes me inspired. You know,
true superwoman.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. There needs to be exposure. These aren't your typical football players. These are moms. These are career women. They're everything.
Yes,
like, and you're not getting paid or you're underpaid. So, like, shout out to y'all.
Thank you. Shout out it's not easy.
So, all right. So, it's time for some trivia.
Uh-oh.
So, we got one trivia question. Let's see if your girl gets this right. All right. So, out of the many names of the Pittsburgh Passion, let's run it back. What is one of the names, the many names of the Passion before it actually became the Pittsburgh Passion?
Girl, why you ask me that question? I don't know.
Try to guess. Before it was the Passion, what was it? You could guess.
Wait, or you mean that other team?
Yeah, like,
That's not the same team, though.
Well, it was part of Pittsburgh. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other Pittsburgh football team was... Shoot. I do know this. The pressure. I forget.
Okay.
But some of my coaches, well, one of my coaches played for them, so
Yes.
I cannot remember.
My aunt and my grandmother also played for them. So, okay. So we have the Hurricanes, we have the All-Stars, and we also have the Powder Kegs.
Powder Kegs. That's
Yep.
it. That's the one
That's the
now
one
I know.
And then eventually they stopped, and then the Passion ended up forming. So
Yes. Now you
there
know.
you go. Now you know. And they started in the Hill District. So, I mean, shout out to the Hill, because
Little known fact.
I mean, don't judge me, y'all, but yesterday I just found out about the Homestead Grays. I was like, why is the Pirates in gray jerseys? Yes! I
Don't say that on air. What?
I was like, why are they? Then we went to, where did we go? We went to some store yesterday by the waterfront. Well, in the waterfront. And, like, they have, like, the banners on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, that makes sense. And
Yeah,
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
I know. I don't know. I swear, like, if you ask me anything about Pittsburgh, I could be like, yeah, this, yeah, that. Like, I know everything about the Hill District. I know everything about, like, Frick and Shinley and just so many things. But I did not know.
She didn't know about
I did not know about the Homestead. Okay. So,
do you know there was a Negro League?
yes.
Oh, okay.
I knew that. She will say it. Pack your stuff. Got to go. Like I said, get in them books.
Got to go.
Got to go. So, yeah. Now I know. And if you didn't know, I posted it on my Indie Talk because it was for, maybe I'm not the only one, because there was a lot of uproar in the Paris comments. Like, they were like, what is this? What are y'all doing?
But you know not to read the
I know.
comments.
I was like, see? Someone say no. Happy on a don't read the comment, because once I start posting videos that got a little views, they start eating me up real quick.
Yeah, I don't not read the comments.
I was like, oh,
I'd be like, dang. Ow, my feelings.
Like, what so now I know, do your research in your city, especially if you want to be a sports reporter or anything.
Yes.
Research is very, very important. But I really just want to let everybody know Pittsburgh has so much rich history all over. Like,
Yes.
seriously, all over. So even learning about that yesterday, it really made me proud of my city, and we just so much about us.
Yes.
Like, Pittsburgh come a long way, and
Yes.
even from like the Renaissance and see, I know about all the other stuff.
You know about all that, but you know sports.
Them great.
I ain't gonna tell nobody.
That'll be our thing. I want to know about the Revenge Tour in 2024. I've been seeing some posts.
Listen.
You ready to get your lick back? Like,
Listen. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm gonna get hot right just thinking about it. But
where does
we're
that
coming
stem
hard.
from?
You know, I feel like last season we had a great team.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, we just battled through so much adversity, especially with the second game. We lost, I think, 3 or 4 of our starters.
Yeah.
Like, and very important,
Right.
start players. So we just have been battling. And I know we have the team. Like, we really do have the team that could take it to the championship.
For sure.
I just felt like that adversity maybe didn't allow us to blossom the way we needed to blossom. Like, we peaked, and then that kind of set us back a little bit. But overall, listen, Revenge Tour 2024
It's personal.
very personal. I have a chip on my shoulder because and this is just how I am as a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play on my name. Like,
For sure.
we are the Passion. We might not have had, the best season, but we're still gonna, we're still gonna do what we need to do. Yeah. So that's how I am, and I feel like a lot of teams handle their, we talk with our pads.
Right.
So a lot of teams, might be on, or players might be on social media talking this or talking that. I mean, I hear y'all, but
she said, but y'all really saying
but you ain't saying too much. We'll see you on the field.
Exactly. On the field.
I already have my hit list. I'd be like, all right, number.
I want you.
Yeah. So I'm just definitely preparing for myself to be the best that I can be for my team, making sure that I really push my team, the ones that I know that are coming back, to be the best that they can be.
Of course.
Because we have to come in hard and we have to come in strong.
Of course, yes. Only 6 games. You have no choice.
Yes, and I definitely want a championship ring. So
I know that's right.
I don't want to be at the championship. I want to play in the championship. Yes,
and just like it's going to happen. So we're going to come back to this, and then when you're at the championship, then we're going to.
Yes.
We're going to run
it back.
We're going to run that back. We're going to run it back. So and then so I heard a quote that is. I heard it's your favorite, and I want to read it. Okay. Never say never because of limits like fairs are often just an illusion. I'm going to read it again. Never say never because limits like fairs are often just an illusion, and that is quoted by Michael Jordan. Why is that your favorite quote, and what does that actually mean to you?
It's mind. Everything is mind over matter. I truly believe that whatever you think in your mind, you manifest, or if you believe you can do something, you can do it. And I think that it starts with the mind. Limits is an illusion the same as ways. Fear is an illusion because it's all in your mind. You know what I mean? If I put a cap on what I think I can do, or how far I can go, that's literally as far as I'm going to go. But if I remove that cap and there's no limit, I'm going to go all the way till, and who knows, who knows what I'll make of it. I think that a lot about women's football. I'm obviously can't play forever, but I do want to move into coaching. I do want to move into league stuff, so I definitely plan on being here for the rest of my years.
I know that's right. I love that.
But same with fears, fears, even with something simple as game day anxiety, it is crippling. You're like, oh, you got before I move, so that all starts in your mind, and I feel like if you can really get a clear mind of what you want, what you see yourself, and visualize it, you can definitely do anything. And that's why I love that quote.
That's 100% true. I want to speak on that. Fear, if you realize it kind of stimulates from things that have never happened. You are literally afraid of something that never even happened yet. So what I told myself yesterday, and this is being very transparent, if I can use all my energy to entertain my negative thoughts and I see what it's doing to me, oh my goodness, just imagine if I use that energy for my positive thoughts. Because a lot of the things that you're fearing, they're not real. A lot of the things that you're fearing, hasn't even happened. So what are you really afraid of? And even a personal talk I had with my mom, I was like, Mom, I have this fear of good in a way, being great. That's so weird.
That's normal though.
Okay, because I was about to say, usually you fear things of negative things people you would usually fear for, but I'm afraid of good in my future. And so I was not used to that, and a lot of times that really stems from there literally be a reason that you're here. There's a reason that you're placed in a position that you are in the season of your life that you're in. And the reason that you feel this fear and that you want to hold back, it's just because of something great going to stem from it.
Absolutely.
So if you feed into those negative lies and those negative thoughts and you allow yourself to fall into despair and just negativity in general, well, guess what? You just lost that fight. But I'm telling y'all, don't be defeated. Don't let life beat you up, because it's really hard. Don't be defeated. Take all those thoughts and try to put them, try to always say I'm a pessimistic person. I have to tell myself, stop. You're going to continue to be pessimistic as long as you claim that, bro.
If you're claiming it like a badge, that's how you're going to be.
Bro, no, you're optimistic. At least try. Every day, I'm going to try to think of something better, think of something different.
Do you do positive affirmations?
No, and I need to.
Yes.
I need to.
No, seriously.
Heavy on that, seriously. And I feel like when you change your perspective, then you change your life. I think a lot of times people wait for things to literally move in their life, and they don't even realize it's really just this. It's just once you change your mindset on it, life gets better and you begin to see things for actually what they were in the first place because of your mindset.
And if you focus more on a lot of people focus, and I, myself included, focus on where I have to go instead of how far I came. And that's a big one for me. Yeah. So instead of looking at, dang, I really overcame, if we put it in football, but this is for everyday life. This season I overcame, and I had all these accomplishments this season. I even caught myself saying like, dang, but I didn't get A, B, or C. And I'm like, but you know what? I got All-American. I got I got a lot. So I should just be more So I think putting the focus on how far you came and being just grateful in that really will help you push past those fears.
100%. It gives you gratitude for the future, and it helps you, because my thing was, I got to get here. When we get here, we gonna wonder.
We get
we gonna wonder why. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you hear people say it's the journey, but it seriously is. When you're just like, okay, what's for me is for me. What will be for me will be for me. And if it's not, it's not. You move with that intention, things will just become a lot clearer, instead of saying, no, I need to get here. Right. Like, this is my goal, right? You can still gear towards that, but just know, like, if you're just trying to get there, when you get there, you ain't gonna know what to do, right? Because it was in the journey.
It's all in the journey.
That's what that was. Those hard times, that was literally meant. I'm not a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, but I do believe that it's really important to not let your hard times be in vain. Don't, like, if you don't have to just struggle or just go through it, let it fuel your passion. Seriously, like, let it fuel you. Let it help you. So when you get to the top, you know what you're doing. You have gratitude for it because you know where you came from, and you can appreciate it more.
Absolutely.
But y'all gonna be racing and don't know where you're
going.
Just take it easy, because where you think you want to go, you might really got to go here, and then you'll get back to there. You know what I'm saying? So I say all to say, not to preach, but to just know it really is the journey. Social media has done it for me. It's, oh, I need to do this. You don't, and you will burn yourself out trying to be somebody you're not, and trying to run a race that it ain't meant for you to. You stay in your lane and you do you. I promise you, like, there will be a place for you, literally, like a table set for you. You know, so just enjoy the journey, enjoy people coming and going, enjoy the life lessons. Humans are meant to be experiences, so sometimes we want to hold on to them. You got to let them go. Friendships, relationships, jobs, whatever it is, don't be afraid to let it go, because you only get one life. Right. And it's not about, oh, well, you're so young, you have all this. You don't know your age until your death date. Listen, if you are 16 and you're only going to live till you're 22, you're pretty old. But if you're 50 and you're going to live till you're 90, you're pretty young. So don't let nobody tell you you're too young. Don't let nobody tell you you're too old. You just do what you got to do. Okay? Right. And don't let age play a factor in anything but to brag. You know, like, I am this old. I am this. So, all right.
I love it. I love it.
So any last remarks before we kind of close out?
No, I just want to say thank you for having me. I love her. She's the best. I love your
her.
energy.
Thank you.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you this season.
Yes. Well, we're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it.
I would say that would be great, but I graduate soon, so we'll see. It would be nice though. Yeah. I love the passion. Please come out to a game. Please support women's football. Please, anywhere, wherever you're at watching, support your female football team. Like, make exposure. Get your friends. Get a bus, whatever, and get to those games, because they are the real deal. They are superwomen.
If you want to see some good football.
Some great football. Like, not even just good, great football. So thank you so much for everything that you do, all that you are, and for even just taking the time out to come up to more. Like, I'm just starting out, and I'm already starting off with a legend. Like, you know, I'm super excited for the future. I'm super excited to see you coaching in the future.
I think I'm really looking forward to that.
And she's going to be a great coach, mark my words. And we also talked about a championship, so we'll come back to this.
Make sure y'all follow on social media.
Yes,
so you
drop your social media.
Okay, my Facebook is Erica Moore. My Instagram is @_it's_just_E, and so is my thread, and my Twitter is it's_just_E. So it's just E. You go. That's how you gonna find me. I'll be around. Yes, you will find 6'8".
All right. So thank you guys,
so much.
Be sure to tune into the next episode of Indie Talk 101, Indie Talk TV sports segment.
Bye.